The U.S. government is helping to ignite the race wars here in America. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rarakah Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all sincerity and patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Trump sidesteps condemning Kenosha shooter. Says teen was in very big trouble. So, you heard it from the devil's mouth, okay? At a news conference Monday, U.S. President Donald Trump refused to condemn right-wing teenager Kyle Rittenhouse, which I believe that was the Edomite who got shot and killed. Rather, if he got shot and killed by an actual so-called black person, or rather if he was shot and killed by a agent provocateur who was, fighting to rally Jake up, man. It says, who killed two anti-racist protesters, in Kenosha, Wisconsin last week, but rose to the defense of a right-wing counter-protester who was killed in a clash with Black Lives. Hold on, let me read that again. But rose to the defense of a right-wing counter-protester who was killed in a clash with Black Lives Matter demonstrators in Portland, Oregon, days later. So, this whole thing is being set up, man. Okay? This whole thing is being set up. This whole race war thing, it's being systematically set up by the U.S. government to get the race wars going. Now, there's going to be a lot of angry people over the refusal to indict the person who is responsible for killing this Edomite. When I say Edomite, I speak of the so-called white person who was killed. The person who was killed in the so-called white person who was killed, who was said to be a pro-Trump supporter. Okay, so protesters very violently attacked Kenosha shooter. Okay, so after a lengthy denunciation of the Democratic Party and the ongoing protests against racism and police brutality during a Monday news conference at the White House, Trump refused to condemn the gunman who killed two protesters, and shot a third in Kenosha, Wisconsin last week. You see? Hey, these race wars they getting hot, man. He was trying to get away from them. Laugh out loud. Trump said of the skirmish between 17-year-old Rittenhouse, the Edomite, aka so-called white pro-Trump supporter, and several protesters on August 25th. I guess it looks like he fell, and then they very violently attacked him. But I guess he was in very big trouble. He probably would have been killed. I like to see law enforcement take care of everything, Trump said about the protests, but he added that cops' power has been taken away because they fear the consequences of making a wrong decision. And it's not that they fear of making a wrong decision, okay? This race war is being controlled, okay? This ongoing brewing race war is being controlled and is being manipulated by the US government. Rittenhouse has since been charged with first-degree murder of the two protesters shot and killed, and attempted first-degree murder of the third protester who was wounded, as well as several other counts related to the incident. Now, Salakia, I might have to correct myself here. Rittenhouse might actually be the so-called black person who killed that so-called white pro-Trump supporter. Trump's comments follow a defense of Rittenhouse actions by several right-wing media figures, including Fox News host Tucker Carlson, who mused, "Are we really surprised that looting and arson accelerated to murder?" You see where this is going? This is all being set up, man. The race wars are being set up, man. And ultimately, it is Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, that is setting these race wars up here in America, man. You can clearly see that the race wars are brewing up here in America. And I'm talking to you sincere brothers, not you murmurers on the comment board, not you demons on the comment board. I'm talking to the sincere, hopeful members of the elect. How shocked are we that 17-year-olds with rifles decided they had to maintain order when no one else would? And you know something else? Now that they mentioned rifles, the US government could also use this as an opportune moment to pass more gun control laws, justifying taking away the guns of you so-called American people. So this 17-year-old so-called black person, or Jake, or whoever he is, you know, the one responsible for killing that so-called white pro-Trump supporter, that Edomite pro-Trump supporter, you know, this 17-year-old right here, he could actually be a agent provocateur set up by the U.S. government to rally the 2/3 of our people, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, into getting physical with you so-called white people. It has been widely claimed, but not confirmed, that Rittenhouse was present and armed at the protest in Kenosha, in conjunction with several other members of a right-wing militia group. Earlier on Monday, White House Press Secretary Kelly McEnany told reporters Trump was not going to weigh in on Rittenhouse actions. You know, and there's a reason why they're not indicting this dude, because there's a good possibility that Rittenhouse could be a agent provocateur set up by the U.S. government. So Shalom is on to the next one. Shalom.